What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today I will be talking about when I was on a trip with my friends and I also got drugged while I was there. That's kind of the highlight of the video. I will be telling you about that later. I guess it was by some sort of medicine or drug, something like that, and it was real scary, but that's for for later on in the video. I just saw an NPC getting rammed by a truck, but whatever. Let's get into the video. Okay, so we was at the beach with our buddies and with one parent. Now the parent stayed at home. He just kind of took care of us while we were there. So shout out to him. And however, we were going on our first kind of adventure at the beach. We were just having some fun. And while we were at the beach, there's this one kind of cliff part, and we see a naked old man running in the distance. Now I didn't see it, but my buddies and Caesar did, so Caesar will be doing this part of the perspective for me.
Yeah, okay, so he got onto this little cliff area, and at first he was just looking at us, just standing there. I turn around and see straight there, straight up. The others look, and this guy starts walking away, like running away a little. But then...
So, my friend started yelling at him. Not in an angry way either. It was more of in a zesty, gay, and excited way. And he also started running towards the dude, so the dude also starts running away. Fucking obviously. Now, for some reason, we just all followed the dude. Don't ask me why. I guess we just kind of felt like it. And nothing really happened. We just saw the dude a bit later in between some bushes with his naked ass. And anyways, that was that. We end up going a bit further into the beach, and we stumble upon a little bunker. It's kind of a tourist attraction. You can't go inside of it, but you can go on top of it. And there's this dude with, like, there's this father with his family, I suppose, but they were speaking French. We don't really speak French all too well, but the guy, we definitely could tell he was, I guess, drunk or under some weird influence of like drugs, something like that. And the guy was all weird and yelling at his family, so his family just decided to dip and leave him alone. So he starts yelling with our like existence with him. So we just ignore the dude, it's whatever, and we are on top of the bunker. Now he starts acting even more weird. So Caesar decided to record this part. I'll show it in a second. But the guy starts scolding, screaming, and also moaning for some reason. I don't know why. Apparently, Caesar also saw the dude just punching some sand.
he was reenacting some kind of thing or something. Maybe he got into a fight or something, and he was like showing his family, and then he just yelled this French curse word and started hammering the sand with his fists. I don't know why.
The dude was a bit off, but after we heard the guy moaning and everything, our friend had told us that he spoke a bit of French. He understood it and he could talk a bit of French. So we just went up to the guy. Why not? If we got brutally stabbed, and that's that. It's whatever. Now, thankfully, we did not get brutally stabbed, and the guy was actually pretty damn chill. We started talking with him. He was quite friendly, but we didn't understand him too well. Our friend had to translate it a bit, but overall he was a nice guy. But it was starting to get dinner time, so we skedaddled over to the Domino's to grab a slice of pizza. For some reason, the parent that was with us kept giving his nasty ass slices of fish pizza without cheese. I don't even know what that actual abysmal combo of pizza is, but that's a whole other thing. So we go back to the bunker because we were trying to start a fire. However, we did not actually end up starting a fire because some SS dudes started approaching us. Now I didn't actually realize this. I didn't know too much about it, but Caesar did. So Caesar, may I explain that right now?
I was sitting down, right, talking with one of the friends, and I saw these guys approaching. I thought nothing, but then I looked behind, looked at one of the dudes' like caps, just straight two little lightning bolts in that specific way. I knew, yeah, isn't that's the SS logo. So I asked one of my friends who knows a lot about this stuff, and he confirms it. So now we're sitting here with not so friendly guys.
Yeah, we just decided that it was better off leaving. Thankfully, nothing bad happens, and the guys probably weren't too bad anyway. Um, Other than that, we went home. However, the parent that was with us decided to buy a bottle of vodka, so he made us, all of us, 2 cocktails. And it was that. It was just 2 cocktails, nothing else. So the guy hides the bottle of vodka. We can't find it. So our solution is we go over to the night shop, and that's where something not so good starts to happen. While we was at the night shop, we got over there. One of our buddies is my best friend actually. He was already quite drunk, so he got behind the counter where the dude was working to give the guy a dab up, which was already his second dab up. He saw the guy outside first, and the guy, he was pretty chill about it. He just said, "Yeah, okay, get behind the counter, buddy." So he gets behind the counter. We just casually buy alcohol as if that's legal. It didn't check for ID, which was good. We got ourselves some alcohol and we just started drinking. Now I was starting to feel it. Most of my buddies were also starting to get quite drunk, and that's when we were
But
going back for round 2.
one important detail, I was sober. I didn't drink anything that night.
So he will be the one who remembers everything quite vividly. So we were going back for round 2, and that's where we kind of meet these guys who knew the owner. Now, my buddy, my best friend there, he was pretty damn drunk, so his social anxiety was gone. He just went up to the dudes, dabbed them up as well, and they probably thought, let's approach these abysmal 16-year-olds. Well, I guess one of us was 18, but that don't make it much better. Anyways, we're going into the night shop, and these dudes are yelling at us, "Yo, you want some alcohol? We'll get it for you. We know the owner." So our dumbass little 16-year-olds say, "Hell yeah, let these middle-aged men who are trying to probably crepe us, let us buy some alcohol." Now, when we are in the shop, they just kind of ask what we want, they just get some stuff, and while they're doing that, I do have to note one thing which I do remember. One of the dudes was a bit touchy, like in a weird way, and he was also touching Caesar a bit. Now he was sober, so he knew that that dude was kind of fucked up, so he let him know that he should
Yeah.
stop touching him.
And another thing, the guys didn't trust me and another friend who were the most conscious. Like we were awake. We knew exactly what was happening. So they kept like being suspicious around us too.
More on that later, because that's a key that you do have to remember. And outside, we decided to hang with these middle-aged guys. I mean, one of them seemed to be middle-aged, one of them seemed to be about his 30s, something like that. So we just go hang with those guys, but they start approaching a dark forest. Now, on the rather front, me and my buddies who were drunk as fuck, so we didn't think about that. We didn't think about going into a dark forest with 2 middle-aged ass dudes. Now, however, Caesar and his sober friends, they already start being a bit suspicious. Now, they don't want to ditch us or anything, so they just decide to roll with it and come with them. Which was a bad idea. We should have never done that, and here's why. We was heading over there, and the guys, they already started to be a bit fishy. The one middle-aged dude also had a bald spot, but he was seemingly pretty chill. He was just telling us he was like a bullshit guy, and the big mafia boss Bredene, and Bredene is the place that we were staying at. And it was a bit weird, but it was kind of funny, so we kind of rolled with it. I didn't care all too much.
Wallah, by my heart, bro. Wallah, I don't do like blah blah. Okay, this You just want this. Just. Wallah, wallah.
Now, however, the other dude was a bit weird. He was a bit suspicious of Caesar and my other friend because he was also sober and also telling me about like how he wanted to be a doctor and all that. So they didn't really like him all too much. However, they were touchy as fuck. They kept on touching me, my friend Caesar, not my other friend who is studying to be a doctor for some reason. Guess he wasn't attractive enough or whatever. Now, anyways, while we were chilling there, the guy has a bottle of gin, which smells like lavender. I don't even know why. It's gotta be something, some weird fragrance or whatever mixed into that shit. And I didn't even ask him for any of that alcohol. He just says, "You want some?" I didn't respond, and he just shoves the bottle down my throat, and he just starts pouring it down. I don't even know if it was much. I don't think so, because it didn't really burn too much in my throat. And the taste was a bit off, but it did taste like alcohol, so it was, it's whatever. This guy just buys shitty gin, I guess. And while he shoved that shit down my throat, I asked him for some water because these guys were being a bit fishy. He was telling us how he went to jail for selling drugs. He was showing like a pocket knife and shit. It was a bit sketchy. And I asked for some water. I wanted to sober up because I also kind of wanted to get the hell out of that place sober. And he points at a water bottle on the bench. So I drink from the water bottle on the bench. Side note, it did not taste like water. In fact, it tastes like, as good as I can describe it, like tasteless medicine. Because tasteless medicine does still have a bit of a taste, but it's not nasty, or it doesn't have an abysmally sweet flavor to it or anything like that. Now, I knew that something was wrong. I was already kind of starting to sober up, so I just signaled to my friends that we had to get the fuck out of there. So we start leaving, and the guys followed us for a few blocks, and while we were leaving, I start feeling it. Not alcohol though. I could tell that I was sober because my mindset was just as normal as always. I could walk normally for about a solid 10 minutes, but my vision started to get blurry, my body was cold as fuck, and I suddenly, after about 15 to 10 minutes, I couldn't walk anymore, like at all. Two of my friends, one of them which was Caesar, was also really worried. They was carrying me because I couldn't stand up straight. One time where we went to chill just to calm down a bit, I literally fell on the freaking grass because I just couldn't stand up straight. Still don't know what the dude gave me, but that shit gave me the creeps. And apparently, like the day after, I just went to sleep a bit after. Nothing really bad happens. Like I just felt a bit sick that day, but like it's whatever. I survived, so I'm good. Over to the last day of the trip. While we was at the last day, we was exploring some bunkers. It was mostly at daytime because it didn't start to get night yet. Um, we was exploring. There was a bit of a. It was really fun. There was also a bit of a crawl space where only two of my buddies went in because it was real dirty, and I wasn't trying to get all dirty clothing and shit. And they also found some bags with which kind of looked like it had bodies in it, but that's just speculation. I can't confirm that. And we also found a bone, which could be like a human bone. I thought it was from a spine or something like that, but whatever. And also, assumingly a dog tag, which would be very likely because these were bunkers. However, we end up going to the last bunker, which was on a bit of a hill, protected by some barbed wires, which already should signal you to say, "Fuck now, let's go home." We didn't. We wanted to explore that shit. We ended up getting over the fence and up the hill. It went pretty smoothly, and we just started to explore the place. Now, it was pitch dark at that moment. We was using our flashlights. However, I was recording, and my friends told me, "We need to get the fuck out of here." I just heard someone yelling, and he wasn't sure, but he thought it was something about police. just get out of the place as quickly as we can. However, Caesar was not in the building with us. He was at the bit of the field, which was in front of the hill and everything, but a bit farther away, at pitch dark. And that's when he saw some dudes. Now he will tell this perspective for himself.
Yeah, so I was standing there, and you know, there wasn't much happening because it was dark, and obviously if someone did saw me, they couldn't see it that clear because I was literally all in a really dark fit as well. So anyway, these two guys, they walk by, and I'm like frozen in shock because I don't want to be seen right now. And I move a little bit, and I hear one of them say, "Ew, I see something or someone moving down there." Now, I completely froze, but then one of the guys yelled the police sentence thing, and I heard it clearly because I was right there.
So, good thing that we also started fleeing. I don't know if those were really... I don't even know who it was, because we didn't actually saw the guys. We did see some other guys a bit later, which could have been them. But I assume it wasn't, because we also yelled something to them, but I don't think they actually spoke our language. I assume. Nothing bad happened, luckily, and that just kind of scared the shit out of us when we were exploring. But that was pretty much all that we had happening at the trip. However, it was really fun, even though we had some close calls and scary moments. It was real fun, and I definitely loved it there, and I really hope that we, like me and Caesar and all of the other friends, will be going there too next summer, because that shit was fire. Anyways, that was it for today's video. I really hope y'all enjoy, and let me know if y'all want more storytelling videos or anything else like this. Comment it down below. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.